But when you see me, I am white.
This today?
My name is Kodak Black, but I might fuck your white wife.
All right, just do the other two lines.
I'm gonna bring the.
Just go ahead.
I'm gonna bring the biggest gun to the knife fight. I burn a lot of money and smoke a lot of spice.
Now we're gonna get sued.
Kodak Black, and when you see me, I am white. All right, that's all. I just had to get that out. How you doing?
Well, first, I'm very surprised it took you this long to pick this song. I actually thought you were gonna pick it last week.
My name is Kodak Black, and when you see me, I am white. Even though that's not in this song at all.
No. So what he's doing, for all those people who don't know, there is a segment on Twitter from Barstool called Sunday Conversation with two of my favorite guys, Caleb Presley and Glennie Balls. And
Kodak Black? Is that one of your favorite people?
No. Relax. I'm saying two favorite people from Barstool.
Kodak Black.
Kodak Black might be the second best one. I will say Drewski was pretty funny. Drewski's was
great. When him and Glennie started going at each other, and he started calling Glennie fat. He's like, "I can do it. I'm fat."
Yeah,
great. Go check it out. Tony. Not a competitor, but still great. Sunday Conversations. Speaking of Sunday Conversations, there were so many of them this Sunday. But let's get right into. So let's get in the headlines. We'll get to that big game. Everybody's waiting for our review.
My name is Michael the Pharaoh Shanuti. That is Lil Joe. Ooh, fucking stop with that shit. God damn it! I'm gonna kill you like I would want to kill that old lady today. I'm gonna fucking kill. Listen, all right.
You want to break that down for
grievances
real
out?
Quick?
I want a grievance. I'm gonna get my grievance out right now. Old people should not drive.
Breathe a little bit and find your center. I hope you breathe a bill.
The age of 75. If you live in the Rotunda complex over the age of 75, stop. Where are you going? We have everything. You can walk to Whole Foods. You can walk to the goddamn mall. You can walk to the pool. You can walk to all. You don't need a car. Leave that car at home. Shut the fuck up. Don't drive. I am sorry. I am done. I almost got killed today by a driver who didn't know how to back her car up. The old people are dying at an exceeding rate because of coronavirus.
Real quick. Before you get into that, you said to me, old people are dying at a higher rate than ever. And I get the COVID of it all, but the 19th century, the 20th century, the 18th century, the 17th century, the 16th century, the 15th century, old people died at an incredible, you didn't even get to be old. So I guess in a way, you know what? I reverse everything. In a way, you never got to be old. You live till you're 35. So you're right. I guess in a way, old people are dying
exactly.
at a higher rate than
I'm sorry, at the time, people would get married at the age of 16 and then be grandparents at
By no means does this reflect the opinion of Face of the Franchise or any of its viewers. We do love old people and we believe in old people. May they live forever.
I like old people. I'm just saying one thing about, some people
This show is sponsored by AARP, dude. Watch out.
No, it's not. It will never, ever be sponsored by that. I'm just saying there are certain things, you can't drink until you're 21, so why don't we make a limit for driving at the age of 80? Yes, I am not the best driver in the world. But when I am already a bad driver and then there's a person who's a worse driver coming in, it's not going to help anybody. We're both going to kill each other. So, that's it. It's game over. It's not faces of the franchise anymore. It's face. It's just gonna be Joey's ugly mug by himself with Frankie.
I'm pretty sure you've regarded that I have an above average looking mug several times on and off.
Average, yes. All right. I mean, beat your dick off to me saying.
I mean, some people are 4.5s, like one host of the show, and other people are 9.5s. It just kind of depends.
One has a significant other, and the other one doesn't.
Hey, listen, we don't have to dive into all that. This is not my old show. This is not free therapy.
You literally took the gun Plaxico yourself. So that is yourself.
I did pull a B-rabbit, that is for sure, and shot my own dick there for a moment. But we're going to move right along because speaking of, would you say this is shooting your own dick in a way? With the way Kyler Murray's kind of tweeting, things are leaking out. What are you thinking? I mean, before we get into the big game, and I know everyone's waiting for a review of the big game, I want to talk about this right off the bat. Headlines is one of the main headlines of this week. Kyler Murray seeming to have drama. Does he want to be at the Cardinals? He's kind of sneak dissing the organization. How are we kind of playing from this? What is your initial thought?
Look, dude. All right. And I'm saying look, dude, in the sense of a general person, not you, Joey.
Look, brother.
I'm done with this whole bullshit of, this person stopped following him on social media. This person did this. This person did that. The dude just lost to his division rival after they went 7-0. He's probably upset with the organization of how things are run. Whatever. Like, he's not going to get traded. He's not going to get cut. He's going to play for the Cardinals next year, and they're going to sing Kumbaya fucking Ya, and he's going to play in that division against the Rams, the 49ers, and the Seahawks, and we're all going to just forget this ever happened. It's just a non-story in the sense of, like, whatever Kyler Murray's trying to accomplish, I don't think it's going to get accomplished. Like,
well, that's kind of what the social media is now, right? Like, that's kind of what social media is, unfortunately. It's so many for the most part, non-stories. It's stories, non-stories. And I think this is kind of what this is. If this was 10 years ago, we wouldn't hear anything about this. Kyler Murray's playing with the Cardinals next year. There's no talk at all, I don't think. And now today, because everything's more volatile, more highfalutin, more, exposed, you're going to get these little non-starter stories. I'm just surprised. I don't know. And maybe it's just the generation below us knew that doesn't really, why don't you send D-Hop a text and be like, bro, like, should I tweet this out? I'm kind of feeling, why don't you send a teammate you trust? And that's not going to happen. That's not the day and age we're in, but it really should. It really, I like to think of a perfect world to kind of prevent this all from happening, but.
And he's in the quarterback position. Now, if he was a wide receiver, a defensive player, whatever, it might be easier to move him. Quarterback is hard because how are you going to justify giving up a guy who's like Kyler Murray and then saying, oh, we are going in a different direction, blah, blah, blah. You're not going to do that. You're not going to do that as the Cardinal organization. Look at what the Packers are doing with Aaron Rodgers. They said they're going all in. They're going to try to get him back, try to get Devontae back. I mean, if it was like, let's say Jair Alexander or let's take the Cardinals, for example. If it was J.J. Watt or Budda Baker, unfortunately, they're gone. I mean, unfortunately, they're gone because, like, they're like, you're like, oh, we don't have to pay this sucker anymore. We can use more money to help Kyler Murray. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. That's what Jamal Adams.
I wish they would almost pull a kind of Chiefs situation, right? Where, I mean, that was really a perfect world that they were able to pull off and maintain everybody they were. And I believe that was that 2020 re-signing year. I mean, they were really blessed with all that. I remember Patrick saying, oh, y'all thought we weren't able to keep everybody, yada, yada, yada.
Because he took less money. That's the problem. Like,
and Kyler won't. And that's the problem. You have to realize if you're going to obtain your ultimate goal, you got to keep guys like Budda around. You got to keep guys like Chandler Jones around. I don't understand why you wouldn't want that and why you're not discussing with the team. Instead, you're bitching about you're going to drive these players away.
Well, my point is everybody wants to be Tom Brady, right? And yes, I understand what Dak and all these people are saying. Like, we don't have superstar wives. But motherfucker, like, you guys all do advertisements. You guys do all these extra shit. I know for a fact that you take $20 million a year, it's not gonna hurt your bottom line. Shut the fuck up. Like, I am so sorry.
And we're very open about this. Sorry to interject here, buddy, but we're we're on record of being quarterbacks are paid too high podcast. We think safety should be paid the amount of quarterbacks do. We understand they're the leaders.
But, like, it's just like you're paying guys like, okay, here's a good example. Yes,
there's too much emphasis on the position. I understand that's your point guard, that's your end all be all, but there's too much emphasis on the position.
Derek Carr being one of the highest paid quarterbacks at one point just proves my point. That's all I'm going to say. That is all I'm going to say. Derek Carr at one point in this fucking league was the highest paid quarterback. Like Matthew Stafford before he won the Super Bowl, highest paid quarterback in the league. Matt Ryan before he went to the Super Bowl, highest paid quarterback in the league. We are so enamored by this quarterback position. That's why this whole Kyler thing is a non-story to me, because you can unfollow, do all this crybaby shit that you want. They're going to pay you. You're going to take it. You're going to stay. Nobody's going to give away 3 or 4 first-round picks yet because of the contract situation. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we're here in it's February. In August, he's on another team. Could be. But I'm putting it to 10%, to 5 to 10%. It happens.
I'd say even less than that. But I'm gonna do a classic new transition.
I don't argue that.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Speaking of crybabies, classic new transition, right? Speaking of crybabies.
I mean, you can roast me all you want. You never do it. So I have to do it sometimes. If we don't stop a topic, we're going to be on it.
I'm sorry, you just don't know how to cleanly transition. I'm sorry you feel like you have to stop the flow, stop the whole pod, and let everybody know we're transitioning.
No, it's not. Because if we don't move,
I'm always moving forward. I'm just a little smoother on how I move forward.
No, sometimes we'll be on a topic for an hour if I don't move it.
I'm sorry. Look back at the tapes. You know I remember every episode. Is that me going on for an hour, or is that somebody named Nude that talks and cries into his little cup and hopes somebody listens for the
It's not that
Steelers
I'm crying.
for
No,
30? I don't know who that is.
Over here. You're over here trying to get one under me. And then, like, it's like, oh,
I don't know who's the real ranter of the show. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who had a 45-minute rant about how TJ Watt should be Defensive Player of the Year. And congratulations, by the way.
I mean, it was just me stating fact. It's like if Tom Brady was up for the Hall of Fame, what more do I have to say? Like,
a lot more, apparently.
No, that's all I had to say.
Maybe go back and check the rant. It's a little bit different.
No. I'm not getting roped into. See, this is the roping in thing. Go to the next thing.
Every time you fall into my lake, my friend. You fall into my trap lake.
Frankie's over here pissed off now because of you. So congratulations.
Frankie loves me. Frankie loves me. Frankie, honestly, I wouldn't blame Frankie if he wants a new owner. Frankie, come on this way. But I think let's go ahead. We'll go ahead. We'll move on from Frankie. Frankie, I love you. I know Nude's lying. I know we got a true, genuine friendship, unlike my partner across here, who I just kind of carry on my back. With that being said, Lamar's ready to carry somebody on his back, potentially. Is he ready for the monkey on his back? That is AB. I know you just straight up did not want to talk about this topic. I told you I'm going to force bring it up anyway. Here we are. Don't tell me there's I understand the Ravens of it all. I understand Lamar of it all. I understand the AB of it all. From your perspective. But is there a little part of you that would not love to see that combination?
Okay, here's the deal. How many times we're gonna play this fucking game? How many times? How many times are we gonna just sit there?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Say, oh, this guy he's not gonna blow up. We said it with Tom Brady. He did it with Tom Brady. Like, come on, man. Like, if he does it to a guy who opened up his house, he wanted to play with Tom Brady. He wanted to do all these things with him. He got the Super Bowl ring. What more could the guy want? He does. And it's just like, bro, like, at the end of the day, like, keep doing this. Like, yes, please go to the Ravens. Please, for the love of God, go to the Ravens. To do exactly what you do all the fucking time. You start off hot, and then at the middle of the season, when Lamar does the Lamar thing we all know he does, where he turns into a running back more than he does a quarterback.
Numbers show different, but yeah.
We'll see what happens.
As I've told you a million times. Don't also forget who literally said on his retirement story, "You're up next." Who did Tom Brady say was up next? Not Patrick Mahomes.
Tom Brady. We're gonna really.
Not Patrick Mahomes. Not Josh Allen.
Everybody wants to.
Not Joe Burrow.
Everybody wants to say, "Oh, these great players are calling out other great players." Let's not forget Michael Jordan drafted Kwame Brown. All right. Let's not just take these players for what they are.
He fell right into the trap again. Right.
I'm just saying.
How many times can we trigger you per podcast?
Let's not over here overstate players naming players. Like, I can over here name 25 players. Oh, they're next. No, dude.
Listen. I think it'd be a fantastic combo. AB's on my fantasy roster again. So is Lamar. I think that would be a dream team made in heaven. I think, how could anything possibly go wrong? Ravens Super Bowl next year if that happens. That's my early prediction right now.
If that happens, Ravens last in the division for me.
I want to talk. All right, we'll move on. I'll spare you. I can see you turned off the camera specifically for this segment because you're
putting in a bet.
As red as a tomato. That's fine.
You now have triggered me to the point where I'm putting bets in now. This is not my vice.
Hey, no one told you to go put bet on Eastern Michigan or Manhattan money line. Okay, that was your decision once you get triggered to flex for me at the show and go make terrible bets. What are we putting in right now? Tell the people real quick before we get to Sherman here.
Alabama, Notre Dame, North Carolina to win. I'm looking at this.
I don't like the Notre Dame pick.
Huh?
I don't like the Notre Dame pick.
They just got to win. It's not them covering. I didn't want covering 10.5. No way. They're not covering shit.
No.
So
you're doing a minus 300, ballsy as always.
No, it's a boost. So it's minus 105. So there you go.
If anybody does want a lock, by the way, it's probably too late once you listen to this. But I'm telling you right now, 2 easy bets: LSU minus 15.5 against Georgia, St. Louis 13.5 against LaSalle. And you know what? Why not have a big sack of nuts, put a third leg on there, and give yourself Gonzaga minus 30 against Pepperdine. That's right, minus 30.5 against Pepperdine.
All right, now without that, you're a wild man. But continue.
I should be in the Hall of Fame. Matt Stafford should be in the Hall of Fame. Richard Sherman.
That's how we're gonna do this. All right, listen, because I have a bone to pick with everyone, and
Okay.
I'm glad Richard Sherman fucking said it because we had the same fucking conversation. Same conversation with Cam Newton.
He's back.
Got to stop with this bullshit. It is the Hall of Fame, not the Hall of Very Good, not the Hall of Very Average, not the Hall of fucking Super Bowl runs. Stop with that shit. Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl. Joe Flacco won a Super Bowl.
Whoa. First ballot, easy, Joe Flacco. But,
Jimmy G would have won a Super Bowl if he could complete one pass. Let's not overstate this fucking bullshit of what it was. He has one Pro Bowl. He had multiple Pro Bowls, maybe. Yes. He has not been in the top 10 in any statistical category thus far. He has not been in any situation where he's led the league in anything other than passing yards but one time. He has done one thing, and that is win the Rams the Super Bowl. That's it. Now, listen, there's still a lot of time left. If he does more stuff to that resume, he's gonna maybe make it. But that's it. We're not gonna give somebody a gold jacket just because we're enamored by what just happened. Aaron Donald, yes, put the gold jacket on him 5 years ago. But that's it. What the fuck?
What?
Put the jacket on him 4 years ago.
For non-YouTube viewers, which is almost everybody, I just gave a little emoji to new clapping. You're doing a great job, buddy. I just want to let you know through that little emoji you're doing it.
Anyways.
Continue. Didn't mean to derail you by any means.
Matthew Stafford's not
certainly was not my intention to derail you.
Matthew Stafford has a chance to go to the Hall of Fame. He is not a Hall of Famer now. Cam Newton is not a Hall of Famer. I don't even think even Patrick Mahomes retiring right now is not a Hall of Famer. TJ Watt's not a Hall of Famer. Let's stop. Let's give these guys their careers. Let's finish the careers before we start having these debates. Because guess what? We had the same debate with Julian Edelman too. He is not a Hall of Famer. Everybody needs to calm down. There's a lot of people that deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. We need to put in. Let's not start saturating the Hall of Fame where random dudes get in. That's not how it is. It's easy. It's hard enough to pick whether you put in a wide receiver or a lineman into the Hall of Fame, let alone let's put these random ass quarterbacks and random ass people in there. No. Put the people who deserve to be in there. Stop letting them wait, and let's have some criteria.
So here's where you're wrong. 50K passing yards, had an incredible career, and was extremely durable and a leader, even on arguably one of the worst franchises of all time. Then the moment he joined a new team, he helped win that team a Super Bowl. There's no argument that what he contributed was absolutely amazing. I know you saw that no-look pass to Cooper Kupp that eventually that did win them the game. I mean, to not acknowledge and respect, listen, I will even admit right here, maybe I still think Cam deserves it as well, but maybe it's slightly out of pocket with Cam. But Stafford, there is no out of pocket.
No,
I think this is utterly ridiculous. You're disrespectful.
He's
being disrespectful.
A no-look pass, dude. Really? We're going to talk about a no-look pass. We're going to talk about his time in Detroit. Stop with all that shit. Sorry.
Well, no, because that deserves to be acknowledged. I mean, first of all, that you can say that franchise literally gave him one player throughout his whole career.
No. Okay.
And that's Calvin Johnson.
Time out.
100%.
Time out. Calvin Johnson was the best wide receiver probably in our generation if he played his entire career. If he played more than 9 years, we have no debate. There's no AB debate. There's no Julio debate. Calvin Johnson is head and shoulders better than any. So
now you're not even calling Calvin Johnson the best receiver. You were right when this topic was going to get more heated, excluding the Steelers.
What are you talking about? No.
Holy shit.
I just said you can't. I mean, he's played 9 seasons. You obviously other wide receivers are going to be
because he was getting targeted because he was the best in the world, so he was getting fucking bodied back every time.
You're right. You're absolutely right. You're right. And still, Pro Bowl. How you have Calvin Johnson and how you have Reggie Bush? How do you have a good offensive line? Dominic Nassau at his peak level. Nick Farley. You had Darius Slay at one point. Reggie Bush was at least electric enough to help. Let's not put. Listen. Stop. Running back position. Running back positions. the running back position is not what it used to. You can't just put like outside of Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor, and 2 or 3 other guys. You can't say, oh, you
They're
can't you
still the
discredit them.
game-changing. I mean, you just mentioned some. They're still the game-changing running backs. They're still the huge.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what? And it's still if you put if you Reggie Bush is as good as it's gonna get, fine. It's good enough. Like, don't be over here saying, "Oh, Reggie Bush, blah blah blah." It's good enough. He won a Super Bowl
mentioned
with the
Reggie
goddamn
Bush.
Saints. Like, are you kidding me? Like, dude had enough skill to help him, and still, the man has 1 Pro Bowl. That's it. Ben Roethlisberger, if you want to bring him up, fine.
There we go.
No, I'm just saying he has 6, and he didn't have Calvin Johnson. So what do we have to say here? Philip Rivers, fine.
Le'Veon Bell. He had Antonio Brown.
Eli
He had,
Manning. Philip Rivers had Antonio Gates, LT, and all these players didn't do
so
shit.
do you think Philip deserves a Hall of Fame spot?
Oh, because he has all these. Again, there are certain guys like him and Dan Marino who are statistically crazy. Like they are.
Stafford's not up there. Stafford's not up there in that same category.
He's
That's
not in there.
fucking disrespectful.
And Philip Rivers actually has the Pro Bowls. He actually has the All Pros. He actually has all those things. He doesn't. Matthew Stafford doesn't.
Because he was on the most overlooked franchise because of the way they run it all the time. Of course, he's not getting any love.
How does Calvin Johnson get all these
I know
things?
you love this show almost as much as me. You know it's a great example. You know it literally is the Matt Stafford of television. You know what I'm about to say. And it's Always Sunny. Always Sunny never got accolades. Always Sunny never won any awards. Always Sunny is beloved by so many people and clearly made such an impact on television history. If there's a television Hall of Fame, is Always Sunny in there?
The difference between Always
Yeah.
Sunny, is they know they're doing that. Like they're like, fuck it, we're gonna still be us and blah blah blah. That's
Stafford doesn't. Stafford still did us. Stafford was loyal. Stafford did him.
Stafford did. Again, this is not an argument of like, is Stafford going to be a Hall of Famer? If he retires, it's like if he retires right now, he is not a Hall of Famer. Like, dude, look at the. I mean, like, I hate to bring it up, but like, look at everything. Like the stats wise, he is not up there like that high in everything. He is not even top 5 in most categories. Like that's what I'm saying. And he has 1 Pro Bowl, fan voted. All those times I don't like bringing the Pro Bowl up, but there's a certain situation where at some point when you're throwing for 6,000-7,000 yards, you should be in the Pro Bowl. Like, how are you not in the Pro Bowl? You're throwing to one of the best wide receivers of all time. Like, you should be in the Pro Bowl. Like, Ben Roethlisberger had Antonio Brown, made the Pro Bowl. Tom Brady had Randy Moss, made the Pro Bowl. Peyton Manning, Marvin Harrison, Demaryius Thomas, R.I.P. Like, all these guys made it. Like, why can't he do it? Like, what's the difference? I'll tell you the difference. He is good. He is great. He is not a Hall of Famer.
Let me ask you this. In the generation that we've grown up in with quarterbacks, by the way, most passionate debate we've had in a while. I love it. I have not seen you got that red in a while. I am thrilled to see it.
I want the game that I love to have some fucking criteria and have something in it when we can't just name guys Hall of Famers right off the fucking bat because they won a Super Bowl. That's not how that works.
I'm going to ask you this. 2 questions, actually. One is, where do you consider like QB talent and skill wise, just from 1 to 10, 10 being Hall of Famer, 1 being like couldn't even make it at Stonebridge quarterback? Where our high school, in case viewers don't know, where would you rank Matt Stafford in his skills? And then I have a second quick follow-up question for you. 6.
Okay, you want me to know?
So you're calling him an average? You know what?
I'll tell you where
6.
everybody is. I'll tell you where everybody is. At 10, literally best of all time, Tom Brady, of course. At 9, it's Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, all those different guys. At 8, it's like the up-and-comers who are already doing it, who will definitely do all these different things, have all pros already. Like, you have Patrick Mahomes, you have Josh Allen, you have all these players. Then you have the 7th tier, which is Philip Rivers, Ben Roethlisberger, Eli Manning. They have statistics. They have different things. They have Super Bowls.
Right now,
no, you want it. I don't know why you want to bring up Ben Roethlisberger. I'm just using Ben as an example.
You're the one that brought him up. I just think it's weird he's ranked that high.
Him. You're just being a troll, and it's just how it is because I'm just saying Matthew Stafford is a 6. He has a Super Bowl. Congratulations. Like, what do you want me to say? Like, what do you want me to do with this? Like, that's it. Like, that's all he has, a Super Bowl and 1 Pro Bowl. Like, you can't put a guy like that. Cam Newton, who I shat on for people saying that has more of a reason to go to the Pro Bowl or the Hall of Fame
Because of his
than Matthew
MVP.
Stafford.
Because of his MVP. Is that what you're saying?
His MVP. He had one of the most dominating seasons that I've ever seen as a quarterback, running or passing. He's been to an All-Pro once and maybe twice, I think. He has broken a record for a rookie record. Like, come on, man. Like,
they both deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Listen, as much as I hate to admit it, like we just talked about, the quarterback position is like overemphasized. It's basically considered the be-all, end-all to franchises, and because of the way that's looked, quarterbacks will be looked at differently. But he is undoubtedly in that top 10% of quarterbacks that deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Cam Newton's in that top 10% of quarterbacks of all time that deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
No, he doesn't.
You can argue stats. We can go back and forth all day. He gave them nothing.
Joey, what are we looking at? What do you pick for a criteria?
The Lions gave him nothing. Nothing.
I'm sorry. That's their fault.
If Tom Brady did not have that defense he had, if he had the same shitty O-line Stafford had for years in a team in an own front office that wasn't willing to truly invest in him, I mean, he was just a placeholder. He was their mascot, but they didn't give any supporting soldiers by him. That is so bad. And the moment he has supporting soldiers, what's the first thing he fucking does?
Dude.
Wins a Super Bowl.
Joey.
To say Reggie Bush was supporting you is insane. The only person he had was Alvin Johnson.
The point that you're saying that he had no one there at his prime years is asinine because he did. He had Calvin Johnson. He had a good defense. What do you want me to say? Sorry that he
did not have a good defense. How name me? No, he didn't. Name me a legendary Dolphins, someone who deserves to be in the Hall of Fame on the Dolphins defense in the last decade. Name me one person.
Or you mean the Lions?
Yes.
I just named
one person on the Lions.
I didn't say legendary.
Name me one person on the Lions.
You can name good players on a defense. It's good players. It's not a legendary guy. You had Darius Slay. You had Ndamukong Suh. You had Nick Farley. You had fucking
How long did they stay there for, dude?
Oh my God! They all stayed there for a while. They at least stayed there for 6-7 years.
Ndamukong, and that's it. Darius Slay stayed for 2 years.
Well, Darius Slay is a bad example because he came at the tail end, but it's still true. They've had different guys there.
Oh, here Ndamukong Suh, and then raise you nobody else, bro.
No,
nobody else.
Joey, it's what you do with what you have. I'm sorry, it's just how it works.
It's not though. It's why do you think Aaron Rodgers?
Okay, let me ask you a question. Can you name me the best wide receiver Cam Newton had when he won All Pro and all that stuff? Can you name me his best wide receiver?
Yeah, Curtis Samuel, who was decent. In the 2015 season?
I said when he went to the Super Bowl. So I don't know what year was that.
That was 15. That was 2015.
Curtis Samuel was not on the team.
Are you sure? When was he drafted?
I don't know, but I know Curtis Samuel. I know two names that I can't believe you're not naming, and you know they're bad.
Listen. But
he still gets them to the playoffs.
He had a great defense, did he not? He had a great defense.
So we're gonna discredit people because they have a good defense.
I think Cam should be in the Hall of Fame. I agree Cam should be in the Hall of Fame. I was the one arguing that last time. I don't know. My argument is if you said you were like, I'm a little out of pocket about Cam Newton. And I'm saying Cam Newton is better than Stafford. And I don't know if you agree or disagree, but you said you were a little out of pocket. Cam Newton doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. I say that, and you said you're a little out of pocket. Then you're way out of pocket. I was. I mean, I still think he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, but maybe I took the argument too far. I think Stafford 100% deserves to be in more. I mean, dude, being a quarterback in the league, regardless, for as long as he's been.
This is again.
You know what? You're clearly lost. This is like basically arguing.
No. If you want to,
this is arguing the Steelers with you. This is
change.
You're not going to hear
Hall of Fame. What? What do you want?
Get some ear swabs, clean out them ears, do some yoga.
You just want to name it.
Tranquility, and come back to
the Hall. Very good.
You and Richard Sherman,
the Hall. Very good.
Both have short fuses. You and Richard Sherman have a unnecessary standard. Don't really like to recognize.
No, it's not an unnecessary standard.
So I get all that.
Okay, if I name these players here, I'm going to name you a few players. Right? Okay, and you tell me Hall of Fame or not Hall of Fame. And what you think of them.
Okay, you're going to turn my own argument against me. Go ahead, I'll do this. I'll play.
Okay, Aaron Donald.
Duh.
Okay, J.J. Watt.
Yeah, 1,000%. Duh.
Okay. Who else? Darrell Revis.
Yeah.
LaDainian Tomlinson. Oh, that doesn't count because he's already in.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
Adrian Peterson.
Yes.
Okay. I just named you 4 transcended their position, like who really changed their positions,
Sure.
and they have what to their name?
I'm sorry.
Accolades. They have what
Yeah.
to their name? Accolades.
Sure. Sure.
So did Matthew Stafford transcend his position? No. Does he have the accolades? No. So what are we talking about here?
Listen, let me name you 4 quarterbacks, and you tell me whether they deserve to be in the Hall of Fame or not.
No, you're going to say Ben Roethlisberger. So just go with Ben Roethlisberger.
I agree. Ben Roethlisberger deserves to be in the Hall of Fame too.
Okay.
I'm not making that argument. I'm not that outlandish. I'm not that out of pocket today. I'm not that Joey today. I 100% believe Ben Roethlisberger.
Okay.
So Ben, yes, we both agree. Okay. Next quarterback up, Philip Rivers.
I think so because of the statistical stuff he's done and the accolades.
Eli Manning.
That's tough because I don't think so, but I think because of the Super Bowls he goes in.
So, who would you? And then let's throw Matt Stafford. Would you argue that Matt Stafford has the worst skills out of all those quarterbacks? Ben, Eli, and Philip. Out of those 4, who has the? In your opinion, would you say Matt Stafford is the least skilled?
No, okay, here's what I'm saying. Matthew Stafford. Okay, Ben, first of all, is the most skilled out of all of them. I'm not saying that because
at his peak, yes.
At his peak,
1,000%, yes.
Philip is second. Matthew is 3, and Eli is 4. So
Eli, we all know Eli had the golden ticket. That's fair.
Eli had what I would say 2 of the biggest Super Bowl wins I've ever seen. In the sense he was the underdog. He made some clutch passes. He made some clutch plays. He had that Iron Man streak for a minute. So him being in the Hall of Fame, you could justify it, but I don't agree with it. Philip is in a situation where his coaches really did suck, and he really did he really got stuck, and that's
Detroit?
why. No, the team didn't suck, Joey. That's what I'm saying. That its team.
You said his coaches sucked, right?
Okay, so
how do you think the Lions coaches were?
So the coaches on the Chargers didn't stop him from doing what he did. That's what I'm saying. You can't say
but how many Super Bowls does Philip have? How many Super Bowls does Philip have, bro?
Good example. Here's a good example. Cam Newton, or not Cam Newton. Let's see here. Who's the number 1 pick?
We're gonna move on after this. We've been on this topic way too long.
Yeah. Okay, Peyton Manning, right?
Yeah.
Peyton Manning. Let's see here. Who else did I say? Peyton Manning was a first-round pick. Trying to name first-round picks who went to Joe Montana. They were the first overall picks, like Matthew Stafford, right? When you're the first overall pick, you go to what? The worst team. They became Hall of Famers. Yes. There are certain situations where they had Marvin Harrison, Jerry Rice, whatever. I go back to that again. Matthew Stafford had Calvin Johnson. Why could they do that?
And the list, though, dude. You're not accounting the lines they had. You're not accounting the coaching staff they had.
Dude, okay, I'm going to look it up. I'm actually going to look it up. I'm actually going to look up the wide receivers he had at that time because this is
Nate Burleson, Calvin Johnson.
Not bad. Nate Burleson's not bad. Marvin Jones, not bad. Come on, dude. These are what do you want? You want him to have an all-star lineup? Come on. It's not like these guys at one point this dude Peyton Manning was throwing some fucking
if you had to have let me ask you this. If you had to have one person in, Eli or Matthew Stafford, right now who would be in?
Okay.
Eli, Stafford, who's in? If you had to pick one.
Eli.
That's asinine. That is asinine. Eli.
All right, one Super Bowl, one comeback player of the year, one Pro Bowl. He's named to the Detroit all-time team, which is probably not. I mean, that's not any that's being named the fastest kid in a fat class. So
we do agree there. We do agree there.
Let's look at Eli Manning. All right. just real quick, and then we can get off the topic.
I mean,
just
Plexico was the man.
two-time
Plexico
Super
was a
Bowl.
great receiver if he didn't shoot himself in the foot.
Here's the thing. Two-time Super Bowl champion, two-time Super Bowl MVP. He's got his number retired, which Matthew Stafford will. He had most passing yards in the postseason. He had the longest play in NFL history, passing wise. I don't count that. I'm just naming stats now. He right here. He's had 3 Pro Bowls. He has 4 Pro Bowls.
Stafford comes.
Eli 4 Pro Bowls.
I heard the 4
Matthew
Pro Bowls. I heard 4 Pro Bowls. If Stafford comes next year, Rams win again. They defeat Joey B and Jamar because they're going to be back again. I promise y'all that. They beat the whole crew. Once again, they win back-to-back Super Bowls. Then, are you good with labeling him a Hall of Famer, or you're still not?
Super Bowl?
Yeah, they win another Super Bowl. Stafford and the crew win back-to-back 2021 Super Bowl champions, 2022 Super Bowl champions. Are you good to, 2022, 2023. Are you good with calling him a Hall of Famer then?
No. I will
still no.
Stop. Listen to what I'm saying. If he wins the Super Bowl and Super Bowl MVP, then yes, I will. I'm not gonna. The argument, he'll get close. He still needs to do stuff during the regular season. It's not like the regular season we could just erase it from our memory. The dude threw for how many picks? Like, come on, dude. Like,
I mean, what is this dude averages like 5,000 yards a season, dude?
Just because if you wanted to talk about Reggie Bush, after Reggie Bush, it was like John Best and shit. They couldn't run the ball to save my life.
Listen, I'm discussing with you. I'm discussing with Sherman. You both are super disrespectful and should not allowed to talk about football. But let's continue talking about football.
If you want, dude. Just because I spit facts and you're over here living in La La Land, calling it the Hall of Very Good, it's different.
I mean, yeah, you can label it that. You can put it all that way you want. But in my opinion, if you have lasted as long as he has, accumulated the amount of stats he has, suffered in a literally, you talk stuck, was the straight definition. Philip at least had some support around him. He was stuck as stuck could be and was loyal the whole entire time. Then goes, which he didn't necessarily want to do, but thought, okay, this is how I'm going to, get where I want to in my career, and does it the first year. And don't tell me that offense wasn't completely enthralled by him. He led that offense. He is a incredible leader, incredible quarterback that I think is, when it's all said and done, will not only mention one of the people that redefined and revolutionized the position, but is a certain Hall of Fame.
All right, man. Let's just move on. I can't keep going with this shit because
I don't know what you snorted up today. You wanted to kill an old lady earlier.
Ridiculous, dude.
I'm gonna try to move on. I think you mentioned you want to kill your dog, which that's just fucked up, dude.
No,
Frankie, come live with me. But we'll move. You're betting on Manhattan basketball, which is just insane. So clearly something's not right here.
Mason Rudolph, Hall of Famer. Nick Foles, Hall of Famer. Let's just put them all in.
That's ridiculous. That's it.
Nick Foles, Joe Flacco.
Hyperbole, exaggeration to all extents.
Who else?
Super Bowl Sunday. We had The Rock announcing the start of the game.
So stupid.
Let's start there. That we agree on. Like, Jesus Christ, we're in LA and we're just gonna make this like as pretentious and highfalutin as possible. I mean, whatever, Rock, good for you. A big dream comes true. What don't you get, The Rock? Listen. We all love you, okay? And that is your advantage. But Jesus Christ, is this guy our king? Do we have to hand him everything? Do we have to bow and kiss the ground he walks on like Matt Stafford? No, we shouldn't. No, we shouldn't do that. It's disgusting. I'm good for him, whatever. But I'm still gonna go see your next movie, most likely, knowing me. But still, it's so just saturated and at this point to me.
At this point, the Super Bowl has become literally an entertainment hub. It's not even a game anymore. Like, the game is like maybe like 25% of it.
Every celebrity that you've ever known had a commercial.
Yeah.
I will say, I think the halftime was my personal favorite halftime show of all time. And I know everybody's saying that it's the easy take, but let's be honest, that was our generation. That's what we grew up with. That's what we knew. That's what we loved. So it had a huge influence on me. Yes, we all saw the "your parents are going crazy" memes or videos or whatever the fuck you want to call it all week. And it's true. I mean, unfortunately I'm old enough to be a parent, but as Nude lets you all know, do not have a significant other to become a parent quite yet. But this did really, despite me not being a parent, resonated with my soul. Best halftime performance of all time. Do we at least agree on that, or are we just breaking
No,
up?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I like
Are
I
we ending
said,
this
I think
podcast right here, right now, for forever?
shut the fuck up. Just because I didn't want to name somebody a Hall of Famer.
I'm
Like
talking more
literally.
about if you don't call this the best halftime show ever.
I mean,
The podcast
I
is
think
done.
they played. I think this played very well. I think they really need to start doing combined
I noticed
halftime
that you
shows.
still haven't used the phrase I want you to use. That
What?
best show of all time.
Dude, I really don't care about the halftime show. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm like
But
I said, I'm here to watch a football game. For me, I'm here
I
to watch a football
understand
game.
we all are. But you were entertained? Yes.
It was good. Yeah, it was all right. It was the best of all time. Whatever.
Thank
If you
you.
want me to say it, you're good.
Thank you.
So my point is,
Got to
it's
make
just
some
like
compromises to keep our dream alive, baby. That's all I'm saying.
it's just like I said. I mean, like they played well to the crowd. Like they got the Kings of LA. You got Dre. You got Kendrick. You got Snoop. The whole 50 Cent thing was pretty cool. Like it's just like, bro. I
By the
mean,
way, the person somebody at the Super Bowl party I was watching it with said, "Is that Jadakiss?" That person will be unnamed, but I just had to throw out there. It was a shame.
I could probably guess.
Listen to any. I think he could too. We won't name it out loud. We'll guess off air. But that person should not be allowed to listen to any hip hop going forward, as I told you at the time.
Yeah, and then it's just like, I mean, like it was good. Like hopefully the NFL realizes when you do like 3 to 4 stars for the halftime show, people will enjoy it. I think you should play into the crowd. Like if they're from Arizona, if they're from Miami, you get like those kind of people, which they have the last 2 Super Bowls. Like last year, they or whenever they did Jennifer Lopez and Shakira, Electric, Horniness, Bonk, Lordy,
Mm,
all that stuff.
mm,
Um, so
mm.
the commercials, same thing. Like
Still got wet.
it's become like it's come to a situation where everybody tries to outdo themselves, and it's just getting like to a point where I'm just like, it is not a football game. Like you think about it, like it was a
Right.
great game. We'll get into the game, but
It's an extravaganza at this point.
like
That's
they
the
had
appropriate term to label it. Extravaganza.
yeah, dude. And betting has turned into such a big thing on different things. Like people could bet on like when the Super Bowl ends. People could bet on the longest anthem, the Gatorade shower, the coin toss. Like you don't get any of that with like their season. It's because the Super Bowl has now become a worldwide phenomenon to the point where I think it got more ratings than the Olympics worldwide. And I
Yeah.
don't
Oh yeah.
quote me on
Crushed
that.
them.
Don't quote me
153
on
million
that.
viewers, over 2 billion was bet on the Super Bowl. Like these stupid little like basically piss away my money bets and over under on the national anthem theme or the like you said the Gatorade color. What's going to be the shortest or longest touchdown of the game? Like it really just has become so saturated. And listen, with all that being said, with us talking about all the distractions and the madness and the flishy flashies and whoopies, that was one of the best Super Bowls I've seen in a long time in terms of competitiveness, in terms of gamemanship. I mean, it was bloody beautiful. Little Joe Ooze face of the franchise prop bet hit. That was pretty special. Just thought it was a great game all around.
I think it was great. I honestly kudos to like the Rams for winning. I mean, this was what they wanted to do. They wanted to put all the chips on the table to win a Super Bowl. They did it in front of their home crowd. I think now the model is they proved it. The model is build a team, drop a veteran quarterback, win a Super Bowl because that's what the Bucs did the year before. Now, for
Quick
the
side note: would you call Stafford a plug and play quarterback?
not going to fall into this trap again. Bengals, the same thing. Like for the Bengals fans and to everybody, it's a tough loss. I 100% agree. You should be angry. You should be mad. The fact
Everybody's
that
talking about
dude,
that 4th and 1 moment too. Did you think he had time to throw it to
I
Jamar,
have no. I
which would have
literally need to
completed my
see it.
parlay for $500?
Need to see it. Need to see it larger. You know what I mean? I need to see at the
Yeah.
timing of when it happened and stuff like that. But in my opinion, like you guys made it to the Super Bowl. You beat Kansas City. You beat Tennessee without an O line. Like this guy got sacked how many fucking times, and you almost beat the Rams the way that you did.
Got
Like,
sacked
dude,
7 times. Seven,
like, oh my God, like,
6 coming in the
what?
second half.
Now, as a Steelers fan, this is me saying it with all due respect, but I hope it doesn't happen. If they fix the offensive line, the Bengals are in the same tier as the Bills and as the Chiefs and the AFC as terms of they're going to
Rams,
do wonders.
right. They are up in those
Uh,
legitimate threats of Rams,
Titans too.
Packers, Chiefs, Bills, those kind of dominant teams. They are
Titans
now
too,
in that
yeah.
regular conversation for the next decade. If they fix that O-line, I agree. I mean, the fact that that Burrow was still able to do what he was able to do with, as we like to say on this podcast, me and you as the offensive linemen, was pretty fucking special. I mean, I think there's no doubt that
I just
everybody.
cannot believe what they did. Like, in my brain, I'm like, dude, when you get sacked 8 times, 7 times, you're supposed to lose a game by at least 10, 13 points.
Right.
These guys hung in there. These guys did things. Unfortunately, Cooper Kupp is probably the best wide receiver, not named Devontae Adams. Like, it is
Yeah.
crazy what he's doing. And if he keeps continuing, I mean, talk about a guy with a trajectory to the Hall of Fame. That is a guy with a trajectory to the Hall of Fame. But like
Stafford, yeah.
But the real funniest thing from the Super Bowl, it wasn't the game itself. It was the tweets after to Eli Apple. Well, like,
I knew you would get to it.
every single after him. Michael Thomas's ex-teammate.
Every single receiver, CD Lamb.
Like Hollywood Brown, like, dude, Lamar Jackson. Like, people were in his ass. And people were like, if you were a better wide receiver, you would have won the game, and da. I like Eli Apple deserves all the hate he get because like how he did things and how he proceeded things with like certain games. But my God, I have never seen an atomic bomb just fall on a guy after a loss.
And he
bad.
does. He is a great corner, but I'm telling you, in terms like he asked himself to be buried. There's no doubt there. He gives that touchdown to Odell right off the rip. The moment he gets that touchdown to Odell, like it's all gloves are off. It's full on.
Could you
just
imagine?
To fucking Eli up. He deserved everything he got. Good talent, deserved everything he got.
Could you imagine being in the same game as Jalen Ramsey, the guy who talks the most shit,
and still talking more shit, and somehow talking more shit,
and you're talking more shit than him, and everybody takes notice and just buries you like buries you, and it was a surreal moment because like I have never seen the NFL players like usually NFL players are like, oh, you'll get a next year dog, blah blah blah, but that's what happens when you talk shit to the point where people actually are roasting you. Like Hardman put his Super Bowl ring up on Twitter. Like, dog, I was crying. Like people are burying this man left and right. Yeah, like Bengal fans hate him. Like it is like, oh my goodness, like poor Eli Apple. But at the same time, I don't feel bad. Like it was a great Super Bowl. Kudos again to the Rams and Bengals doing their thing, like keeping it close. Like everybody thought it would have been a blowout, but I mean, like I'm telling you, Bengals. Like everybody's
they're a
like,
legitimate threat going forth for the next decade. Watch out. I mean, if you're a Steelers fan, you're a Ravens fan, you're a Browns fan, you are legitimately terrified for the next 10 years.
Supposed to win 4 games. Like that's what I'm trying to say. This team was supposed to win 4 fucking games, and they went to the Super Bowl.
You made me take off the hat to reveal the balding spot. That's how incredible this is. I mean, what they did and how young they are and the future of this team, along with Zach Taylor, is going to be fucking incredible. But, Newt, I know you've got a dark heart. I know that some would argue you're pretty much heartless. But
not pretty much, yeah, for sure.
Okay, you agree, you're heartless. But yeah, there's something in there. You had to have that Grinch heart beat a little bit, wake up, just like at the end of the movie. At the end of the Super Bowl, when Van Jefferson went ahead, didn't know the whole entire time. Hey, I'm having a baby. If that wasn't enough for you, we had a proposal. We had some legends and future Hall of Famers such as Andrew Whitworth and, of course, Matt Stafford finally win themselves a Super Bowl. And Aaron Donald, of course. How do you feel? Did your heart grow back? Did it come back and actually resurrect itself and then grow 3 times is the size it was, just like the Grinch.
No, I'm still the Grinch.
You're apparently still worse than the Grinch.
I'm still worse than the Grinch. I do enjoy those different things at the end of the Super Bowl. I think the Van Jefferson story is amazing. Like that's kind of cool that you won the Super Bowl and just like that's God's plan. Like he held the baby to the point where he won the Super Bowl and then he went to the hospital to see the kid. That's cool.
God's plan.
Really, what was weird is the Taylor Rapp proposal. Did he plan to do that if they win? Because like if they lose, does he still do it?
First question that went into everybody's head, right? First question
that's the what if I have. Like
I immediately thought if Bengals won, are you doing this 3 weeks from now at like a resort that you already planned out?
Like dude, what's your plan B? What was
there was definitely an A and B plan. There had to be, right?
There had to be. There was no way he didn't think of that through. But like, anyways, Aaron, like the whole like.
What if he did propose and the Bengals won and he said he'd go through the pain with me? And then just for extra comedic purpose, even though this would never happen.
Honestly, if I was
because he's a fucking loser.
If it was me, like if I was in Taylor Rapp's situation, my plan would be if I win, I propose. If I lose, I'll propose like in July because like I need some time to recover from this loss. But I'm that heartless where I just don't want anybody to be happy until July. So I like Aaron Donald. It was cool. Like just seeing
don't get married till wedding season. You're pissing me off.
I'm not getting married until after the Super Bowl. Even now, when I don't even play football, like doesn't make sense. But this, like Aaron Donald,
by the heartwarming moment. In case you all missed that, he was still slightly triggered by the heartwarming moment. Is what he just said.
I'm like just confused. Like, what is the plan there? Like, does he do the FSU guy thing? Like, I'm going back to the Florida State guy who proposed after the loss. Like. Do that? Like, do you do that? Like, do you stay on the field and propose and make it look better? Like, what the fuck?
I legitimately wish we could have gotten that answer. I'd like to think that our boy Taylor had a B plan, and I guarantee there's a vacation there going on.
I bet you he goes on PMT and they ask him. Like, I bet you he goes on PMT and they ask him.
Or maybe he comes on this show and we can ask him. So
if he comes on the show, I will. That is the first question I'll ask. I'll be like, "Welcome to the show, Super Bowl champion, Taylor Rapp, USA football legend."
We have to dig right in.
I have to ask right away. What the fuck? Like, would you propose to her if you lost, or what was that? Like, what was your plan B? I need the full story. Like, that is the first question. Like, I don't care about the Super Bowl yet. I want to know this answer because it intrigues me when dudes do this shit. Like, it intrigues the shit out of me. Like, why?
Let's say real quick, if we had Stafford on the show, would you say to his face? Because you know I'd subtly bring it up. You know I'd definitely throw you under the bus.
Oh, yeah, throw me under the bus.
Would you own it? Would you backtrack?
No, 100. Listen, I am the guy who will not backtrack.
You would 100. You know what? I agree with that. Doing this podcast with you for a while now. I've known you since what? We were like 13 years old. Actually, even younger. I've known you since we were 7 years old, 8 years old. I 100% believe that you would do that. You would 1,000%. You would stick to your gut.
I would spin it. I'd spin it like this. I'd be like, give me a reason. If I'm a Hall of Fame voter or like a Hall of Fame guy,
you don't need to spin
or whatever. What do you think you're a Hall of Famer, Matthew Stafford? I want to hear it. I want to know because does he think he's a Hall of Famer? Because if he thinks he's a Hall of Famer, I'd be like, I disagree, and I would tell you why.
Of course he thinks he's a Hall of Famer. I mean, you ask any player in the league.
No,
99.9% of the players are going to tell you I'm a Hall of Famer or a future Hall of Famer.
No, are you kidding me? These are some of the unless you're Eli Apple, who's chirping all the time.
It's the same mentality of like, have you heard? I know you've heard these greats talk. If you don't tell yourself you're the best, then you're never going to be anywhere near that.
No one's thinking they're playing. Nobody's thinking about a gold jacket while they're playing. No one.
I'm not saying in the middle of the play, but I'm telling you, if you legitimately go up to, let's go to Joe Burrow, you ask Lamar Chase right now, very early in their career, are you going to be a Hall of Famer? Of course they're going to fucking
say yes. Lost the Super Bowl. The thing they're thinking about is winning the Super Bowl. That's what they're thinking. That doesn't
mean if you ask them that question, they won't answer yes. 100% they would answer yes.
No, I don't. No, dude. I think you're really overhyping this whole Hall of Fame thing. It's like if I'm a player, there's only two things I want to know. Two things I want to do is win the Super Bowl and do the best I can for my team. That's it. That's all people should say. Yes, of course, there's some stat padding dudes out there like, oh, Mr. Super Gremlin, mental wealth, Antonio Brown. But like, other than that,
great. Hey, by the way, literally masterpiece track. You already know what I'm about to say. You get Yee, you get AB, you get, of course, the one, the only Kodak, and that is the best track you ever heard.
Okay, whatever.
I
you
am
say,
Kodak
sweetheart.
Black, but when you see me, I am white. I am Kodak Black, and I might fuck your white flight.
Actually, this is how we're gonna end the show.
Wait, real quick, before we go, I did want to say, obviously, Nude, football season's over. I think we're both a little extra sassy today because we secretly don't know what to do with ourselves going forward. We're going to be watching old highlights. We're going to be reading those non stories, just hoping for anything. Don't forget we always like to forget, but once, let's say May, June hit, we're going to start fiending. We're going to start diving into these non stories, and they're going to be a much longer segment. That kind of Murray story happened in July. That's the whole show. So just be ready for that. Remember what this was like. We do have off-season coming at you hard. We're going to do the 32-team preview, give you what to expect, what the team needs. If they want to do a whole Bengals turnaround, just like the Bengals did last season, we're going to go ahead and tell you what to expect in free agency. We are still here. We are still going to have, hopefully, some guests back on, like an Adu, like maybe even a Bosco, like maybe a Matt Stafford. Pace the Franchise is still with you here in the off-season, snorting up everything we can as we fiend for our football.
All right, and for all those other listeners, that is our show. And then for another thing, we are bringing back debates like we did with Matthew Stafford today, so that was a good preview. So we'll bring those. So I know people
started that segment last year. Yes, debates are back, baby. Thank God, debates are back.
So I don't think we need to do another Hall of Fame one. We've done 2 of them already, so I think
they will be different from the Hall of Fames. We like to switch things up a little bit. I think, what have we done? Past debates.
We did Diva wide receivers. We did Cam Newton Hall of Famer. We did. I know one. You want to do this bullshit that you keep bringing up?
Plug and play.
Yeah.
Yeah. So next week, that'll be the first debate of the offseason. Nude will finally throw his hat in the ring. He's going to have Kareem's back. He's coming in just like, at the end of the Raw for my wrestling fans.
Naming 2 quarterbacks that are fucking not plug and play
and he's
quarterbacks.
Like Vince McMahon hit me in the back with the chair.
God.
He's ready
it's called
to
maximizing.
Go Stone Cold Steve
called
Austin.
Maximizing.
I'm going to break the beers over my head and kick his ass. Next week's debate that you can look forward to is Ryan Tannehill a plug-and-play quarterback? Nude will finally weigh in after months.
Whatever. Okay.
As you can tell, he couldn't be more thrilled.
As you say, sorry. But that is our show. Thank you guys for
finish your
listening.
sentence.
This was a fun season. What?
I didn't finish your sentence. You kind of started that sentence and trailed off a little bit.
What I said, that's what you think, sweetheart.
Oh, okay. You seemed a little scared to call me sweetheart. That's all right. Vince McMahon. I'm going to Stone Cold Stun you real soon. You feel real comfortable.
I'd love to do more than call you something else. Yeah. Oh! Wait, what is this?
Hey, PC times. We want to stay alive. We're not going to get hit by cancel culture. We're lucky we haven't so far.
Oh, look at this shit.
What, something just dropped?
Oh, I'll bring this up next show. I just found the best NFL teams fitting for the top 50 free agents. And one I am about to cream.
That's adorable. You think that? What's the last part again?
There's one for the Steelers that if we get him, I will legit come all over the fucking apartment.
If you get who and what? Wait, what are you talking? Start that over.
Do you want me to say the player?
Yeah.
Gilmore to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Is that official or that's rumored?
No, I just told you the article. That's why you got to get the fucking.
You talk fast, bro. I couldn't hear what you said there. That's why I was asking. Say that again.
It is an article that says the best fit for the top 50 upcoming free agents.
Oh, okay. So I did pull you though. I did a little non-listening. That's typically you. I made the mistake there. I maybe in doing the show with you too long. You're rubbing off on me a little bit. Beautiful. That would be. Hey, just all I ask is don't come all over your laptop. Don't come in the middle of the show. Our viewers don't need to see that.
It's not. I mean,
but I hope you find your nut. It could happen.
It's great.
And that would
if
be
we get
arguably. But we'll get into it next week. But that would be arguably if he joined the team.
I'm flaccid. They have Jameis Winston coming to us, so I'm flaccid again. All right, that's our show.
There you go.
That's our show.
Everyone can breathe a sigh.
Please download.
You have to get into that next week, though.
What?
We will get into that more next week.
Oh yeah, we will. But first of all, like, download, and subscribe. Go to Four Corners Radio on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Go like our shows. Go like the other shows that we have. Also, go find our sponsors in our hashtags, in our ads, in our posts, and on our IG stories. One
Yep.
big Stuck Up Clothing. I know you wanted to show it. Go ahead.
Unfortunately, I don't have my stuck up on right now. I know that kind of looked like the
I thought
potential
that was
stuck
your
up.
reason. I thought you had it on, but it is upper
No,
echelon.
Snowfall, the show that I've been trying to get you to watch for 2 years now, is coming
I
back.
told you I watch it. All right, Stuck Up Clothing, finest clothing money can buy, but it's
Yeah.
actually he says upper echelon streetwear. So please go get it. Please go find him on
Finest
Instagram.
clothing money can buy.
Go find him on their website. They have a new website. They have a new line. Go get it right now. He is going in hot. He's coming in hot. We are helping our boy as well.
What's the
as
main character's name of Snowfall?
Seductions by Jax.
Uh-huh.
She's getting
Yeah, right.
booked up fast. She did
Yeah,
just put
just
up
like
her
last time.
February time. She is booked in February, but March is wide open. So go get it now. She will help you with everything you need. I know dance season is coming. Wedding season is coming back up. So get ready for that, as well as Eyesight Eyewear Company with the eye. Keep it going. Get your eyeglasses and all your eyewear from them. Follow them on IG. It is Eyesight with an eye, as well as this episode is brought to you by Smooth My Balls. Get your grooming down there, done. Get your next purchase off. Use promo code 4CR20. That is promo code 4, the number 4CR, the number 20, and get money off your next purchase. I am your host, Michael the Pharaoh Shanuti. That is Little Joe. Stay breezy, stay easy. One love.
Matt Stafford is a Hall of Famer. My name's
He
Kodak
is
Black, and
fucking
I am white.
dude. You need to stop.
My name